There we go. Try this again. Let's see. I think I'm good. Let me see. Okay. I think I'm good. I think I'm online. Or, I mean, I'm live. Okay, so, thank you for watching. I think I'm good. Oh, yeah, there we go. So I wanted to do this little presentation thing. Where was I? Okay, so I did this class a couple weeks ago at a local OTO lodge body, 418 Lodge, and it went over well. So I thought I'd share it here. It's a pretty interesting topic, just how the tarot unfolds through the Rosy Cross. If you haven't seen it before, so it's the image that Aleister Crowley has on the back of his Thoth tarot deck. Bam. Which is a great image to put on the back of a tarot deck. It can be seen as like a table of contents of the tarot. So there's a lot there. Yeah, there's a lot there. There's a couple other decks that have something similar, like the Hermetic Tarot. You can see they have it on the box. They have the cross with the rose petals, and on the back of their cards, they've got the rose unfolding, and also on Israel Regardie's and Robert Wang's Golden Dawn Tarot, they have another similar cross on the back of their deck. A little bit different, but same idea. The Crowley has it on the back of his. There it is. And so I'll just jump right into it, because I tried this earlier and then it disconnected, and hopefully it went like halfway through. Hopefully it doesn't happen this time. So, how does that show the tarot? What's that about? Let's do it. So here's a more detailed picture of the Rose Cross. You see it's got all the symbols and stuff in there. And it's a little more detailed. There's a lot more there. If you do a Google search for Rose Cross, Wikipedia would show up, and it'll have this image. It's a Creative Commons, so you can use it for whatever you want. You can use it to follow along, or in my previous post on the group, I did it. Oh, sorry, Tanya. I'm not doing readings. This is more of a academic, I guess, thing on the tarot. You're welcome to follow along, though. So let's start unfolding. So we have the big cross, and in the big cross is a big flower with a bunch of petals, and then in there is a smaller cross with 5 petals. See that? So we're going to zoom in here. We're going to zoom in to the, oh, that's my weed nail. We're going to zoom in to the very center. And let's use our imagination microscopes, and we zoom in. And we zoom in really far, and we get a little dot. You see a little dot? This dot is sort of a like a singularity, like a pre-Big Bang singularity idea. And so we go and we zoom in even further into that dot, and we see a cube, three-dimensional cube. So in that cube is nothing, just so nothingness. Let me say there's three nothings in there, but it's, yeah, nothing. So some people would put like spirit in there, and that's fine, or however you want to name whatever it is that you like to work with. So we're in the very center of the cube. We're in the very center of the cube, and there's nothing, and whatever is in there or coming out of there wants to create. It wants existence, a manifestation. So in order to do that, it's got to give itself some room. And so it does so by expanding out infinitely up and down, infinitely left and right, infinitely back and forth. So you get like your 3 dimensions. So it extends all the way out, and when they extend infinitely out, they sort of let me get my little notes. If you can imagine, it like ripples out, like, you know, hitting a surface of water, bing, you know, it like ripples out. And so you have your up, down, left to right, and all that stuff, and rippling out. Where they ripple out and meet, it creates a cube. Use this box as an example. Everything ripples out, comes out, and it makes a cube. I know it's not a cube, but whatever. So that nothing has created three directions, and those 3 directions created 7 positions on the cube. In the cube, you've got your 6 faces all around it, and the one center, like non-existent sort of center point in the middle. So 3 directions, 7 positions, and then you also get your 12 edges that it creates, like where those directions meet. You get those 12 edges. So that nothing created 3, which created 7 and 12. Nothing has really been created or manifested yet. Everything's just sort of in this little cube, just as a like a state of infinite potentiality, like the germ in the center of a seed that has the potential for an infinite number of forests and trees inside the little cube. And so either it wills it, or whatever happens, you know, there's discussion on that. It wants to create. It's got its space, it's got its little cube, and it bursts out, opens up, pops like a kernel of popcorn, and opens up, and that cube has created, you know, you've seen like an unfolded cube box, you get like that cross, right? The 6 across there, an opened up cube, and inside the cube that opened up is a treasure of a beautiful 5-petaled flower. So that's where you get your center cross and the 5-petaled flower. So 5 is traditionally associated with the microcosm, the realm of man. And yeah, microcosm. And the 6 on the cube, 6 is traditionally associated with the divine forces. What am I saying? Oh, someone's coming. Pause. Can I pause this?
You want me to tell you what happened to me today?
Not right now. I'm like doing a live thing on Facebook right now. So give me like a little bit more, and then I'm gonna tell you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll come see you in just a minute.
I'm going to give you a kiss. How about that?
What?
I'm going to give you a kiss.
Sorry. Where was I? Cube opens up, pops open like a popcorn. In order to create. And so, okay, yeah, we got your 5-petal flower, the cross. 5 is traditionally associated with the microcosm, man, 5 senses, the 4 elements in spirit, and 6 with the divine. And the rose is, you can't really see it too much in this image, but in other images it looks like it's like nailed to the cross. Not as like a form of punishment, but more to show that they are connected. They are in fact one. The 5 and the 6 go together and create the 1, or create the 11. But yeah, that it is in fact one. They cannot be separated. You can't have one without the other. Anyway, so that's how you have your inner cross there. So the popcorn kernel bursted, and the effect starts echoing out. And as it echoes out, this is where we get our things beginning to be created. The first thing that echoes out is that 3, which is the 3 center petals there. Aleph for air, for the fool, Mem for water, for the hangman, and Shin for fire, for the Aeon. Those are the primitive elements of fire, air, and water associated with those cards. Air for the fool, water for the hanged man, and fire for the Aeon, which is the equivalent of the judgment card on the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, so your 3. So you get your 3. Then the 7 echoes out. Then you have the 7 middle petals, which are associated with the 7 planetary spheres. Starting from here, going around this way, you have your Pe for Mars and the tower. Then you have Resh for the sun on the sun card. You have Mercury for the Magus, which in the Rider-Waite is the magician Magus, whatever. The Empress for Venus, and Dalet, the letter Dalet. The Priestess for the moon. Or was that Priestess for the moon? Thoth for the universe. Then you got Fortune. That was the last one on there, yeah. Fortune. So those are the 7 middle petals on there. Then the 12 echo out, and you have your 12 zodiacal signs around the outside petals. And those 12 are Aquarius for the star, Taurus for the Hierophant, Gemini for the Lovers, Cancer for the Chariot, which is my card. It shows up a lot for me. Leo for Lust, which in the Rider-Waite deck is the Strength card. Virgo for the Hermit. Libra for Adjustment, which in the Rider-Waite it's Temperance. Wait. Where'd it go? No, Adjustment. Oh, Justice, of course, duh. Justice card. Scorpio for Death. Sagittarius for Art, which is the Temperance card. Aries for the Emperor. Capricorn for the Devil. That's not, yeah, Capricorn for the Devil. And Pisces for the Moon. So in that petal, you have your 22, you have your 3, 7, and 10. Or, I'm sorry, 3, 7, and 12, which add to 22. The 22 trumps or the major arcana in the tarot is all right here. And they're all associated with a letter of the Hebrew alphabet, which can be broken down in the same 3, 7, and 12 with the 3 mother letters, 7 double letters, and 12 single letters. So that's your major cards, are all unfolded through there. Then you have your elements, which are the suited cards, of course. Blue for cups, yellow for air, red for fire, and funky colors for earth. Now earth is different than fire, air, and water, which is why these are primitive elements. And earth, you get these colors like this, which are really just combinations of these colors to show that earth is sort of a result of the other 3 elements. It's like how they're combined. For those who are familiar with Kabbalah, you see those are also the same 3 colors for Malkuth, which I think is the card. Yeah. See? Same colors. So for each of those suits, you have this little star there, which represents the ace and the 4 court cards. It's showing the fixed signs for the zodiac, although I'm not sure what that symbol is supposed to be, but it should be the fixed water sign, which is Scorpio. So like, well, where's the 10 individual cards of each suit? Well, the 10s, or I'm sorry, the numbered cards are sort of said to live inside the ace, and so that's why this sort of represents all those and the other court cards. So that's how it unfolds on the cross. But we look a little further, and let's go into the numbers. The numbers can be mapped out better on the Tree of Life. Actually, wait, I have something better here. Yeah, Tree of Life. So each of the numbered cards are associated with each of the 10 spheres on the tree, starting with the ace at Kether, ending in the 10 in Malkuth. So they don't all live in the same sphere. Actually, again, for those who are familiar with Kabbalah, there are said to be four worlds on the tree. And so there's Atziluth, which is associated with fire, the wands, Bria for water, cups, Yetzirah for air, swords, and Asiya for earth, discs, pentacles. It kind of goes down that way. So the number cards come down the tree with Ace, Ace 2 and 3 being on the top, the supernal triad. So in the tarot, the first 3 cards in the suited, or in the suited cards, are said to be characteristic of the whole suit. They're like the Holy Trinity of that suit. So I didn't get these in order, but let me look. Let me just grab a 1, 2, and 3 from one of these. Where's my cups? There we go. So, like for instance, cups, the Ace 2 and 3. Of course, you have your Ace. 2, which is love, and 3, abundance. So those 3 cards are said to be like the characteristics of the entire suit, and the Tree of Life illustrates like spirits descension into matter. So the further you go down the tree, more of the essence or spirit that makes up that suit is, I won't say lost, but it's descended more into matter. So the numbered cards sort of follow along that. Like you start getting away from what the suit is. Let's see if I can get some more cups out here. Oh wait, it's not. Cups. Sorry, I should have grabbed these out before. Yeah, the box. Okay, I think that's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay, so you have your 3, which are said to make up the suit, or the characteristics of the suit. And the further you go down the tree, the more of that spirit is descended into matter, and it loses a little bit of what it represents, but then goes back to like materializing into matter. So you get more abstract archetypal idea of the suit, and going into more how it like manifests. in matter. So you had your first 3, love, abundance, and go to luxury. 5, disappointment. 6, pleasure. 7, debauch. 8, indolence. 9, happiness. And 10, satiety. Satiety? I think that's how I say it. Like satisfactory. Yeah, descends down and then goes into the next suit. So then, for instance, from the 10 cups, the next one would be air. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing something, but that's how it descends all the way down. I've heard the cups one told kind of this way, like okay, you have like a cup of wine, right? You have 1 cup of wine. So much possibilities with that 1 cup of wine. You have 2 cups of wine. Now, that's where love is. You're like sharing with someone. You have someone there to share with. And you got abundance. You have 3 cups. We have plenty of wine now. You know, you have, yeah, lots of wine too. You have an abundance amount of wine. When you have 4, okay, you have like luxury. Now it's like too much. Then when you have your 5, say like how many drinks or whatever. Yeah, you've had 4 drinks. You're in luxury now. You have 5, and now you're at the point of disappointment, where okay, now you're not drinking just to drink. It's just not. You're like getting to that point where you're starting to get a little drunk. As that spirit descends into matter. Then you go, you get pleasure next. After you've had your 6 drinks, everything feels great. And then you have your 7th drink, you get to debauch, where okay, now everything, like, you thought you were being cute, talking to some hot chick, but really you're just kind of, you're throwing up all over the place now, like it's too much. 8, indolence. It's like a laziness sort of idea, like okay, you're done, you drink, you're done, passed out, now you're out. Then hopefully you've learned from that lesson, and you can gain back some happiness, learning your limit, I guess. And then 10, now you're like satisfied with your result. Yeah, so that's kind of how that spirit sort of descends down into matter, and how it like manifests from your Ace of Cups, your potential for wine, to finally, you're just satisfied. I think that's it for now. Yeah. Rose cross, tree. So I did this presentation. It was a little bit longer. I feel like I rushed through this a little bit. It's a little harder when I can't see people and asking questions and stuff. But I did this class a couple weeks ago, and it went well. It's the first of a series that I was going to be doing for the Thoth deck. So the next one I'll be doing in a couple weeks, going through more detail of the trumps, or the major cards. So if that goes well, and if I can build up some nerve, maybe I'll share that one here too. So I know I kind of jumped around, went a little fast. Hopefully, if even a couple people were able to follow, then that's great. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message or comment or whatever, and that's it. Later.